welcome back to the channel, and today I'm gonna try to recreate the all-purpose vehicle that I built about 6 years ago. So this vehicle right here, 5 vehicles in one. The goal was to create a car, plane, wall climber, hover vehicle, and submarine in a single vehicle. And that ended up being this thing that you see here in the thumbnail. Now that was 6 years ago, and I've learned a lot about just vehicle efficiency and building in Trailmakers since then. So if I was to do it all over again, how different would it be? So definitely go ahead and check out that video from that's such a long time ago on the channel, if you want to see where I came from. But today I don't want to use that vehicle for reference at all. I want to start with a clean slate and just I'm just gonna say what happens if I try to do it again. And there's a couple of things I would change. One is I'm going to try to make the vehicle smaller. I used the big wheels in that vehicle, and I didn't really know back then as much as I know now that when you build a vehicle with larger wheels, it requires a lot more to move in general. It's going to be a lot slower of a vehicle with the same amount of power. So I would definitely want to try to make it a smaller vehicle, so it'll hopefully be a faster vehicle, because that thing was not very fast, especially underwater. And I know a lot more tips about underwater vehicles now. But as far as seats go, I think this is just a cool seat. Let's use Space Fighter cockpit. All right, so car, sub, hover. I think for the wall climbing, I ended up using a hover pad glitch to provide downforce on that vehicle. I don't think I need to do that. I think I'm going to try for the hover part of it to actually make that really, really simple. Because one thing that's going to be very a big thing between then and now is there's just more parts. So we didn't have gyros back then, although I did use the helicopter servos for that vehicle in lieu of gyros. But as far as we didn't have gyro stabilization. For the sake of some semblance of realism immersion, I'm going to avoid using a gyro stabilizer. I might use gyro for steering because I had to use that back then too. But I want it to balance on its own basically. So in hover mode, we are going to have to make sure it stays balanced. This is going to be challenging, because already it's getting bigger. I can see it getting much bigger than I want it to be. All right, so right now I've got, oh boy, I need to add some, but I don't want to add some weight to the bottom yet, but I've got car, and I have hover pads. I wouldn't necessarily say this is hovering yet, but I am seeing that I'm gonna want my wheels to fold up for hover mode. All right, there we go. So now we got wheels, and then when I press hover, you can see the wheels fold up. So that's pretty cool. All right, so now what do I need now? I need some thrusters. I need some outboard engines. I need some downforce, because we gotta be able to wall climb with this thing. Actually, also want it to be more front heavy than back heavy, just for the sake of stability. So I'm gonna move my engines up into this front compartment here. All right, we're gonna need some thrust for both hover mode and flight mode. All right, now I got a bunch of thrust. That's a decent amount of thrust. That honestly, this should be enough thrust for flying and hovering. So there's gonna be ground yaw, and there's gonna have to be air, roll, and pitch, which means I'm going to need to have stabilizers in the back. We got these ailerons. I might have to do some logic. Maybe not. I don't know. Because I want these to be WASD controlled, but I don't want it to interfere with my ground-based control. So, well, in these, we're probably going to have a big adverse roll effect. Here, let's put these on yaw for now. All right, so now if I go and I turn, they aren't that great. Let's do 20 degrees yaw. We're also going to need some fins in the front. Smaller fins, though. You just spawn somewhere where there's more land to test this out on. All right, now turn. Okay, this is really terrible right now. This is gonna be hard. This is just a hard thing to build, because there's so many different things playing off of each other for different parts of the build that it's hard to have any one be good. All right, let's go back into car mode. Okay, car mode is also pretty terrible. Really regretting saying no stabilizers at this point. All right, so I'm working on hover control right now. So what I've done is I have these steering servos up in the front, and then I have these steering hinges in the back. I got these two little tail fins, small tail fins for the front, simple tail fins for the back. So then when I press Q and E, it does this. I can probably increase the speed of the steering hinges a little bit. Let's turn steering help off just so that they're slightly more in line with each other. So hopefully this will allow me... Oh, I forgot about gyro steering. I use gyro steering. I don't have to have it be like this. Gyro steering is totally allowed. It's just gyro stabilization that I said was not allowed. I can't believe it. I mean, it's kind of working though, even without gyros. I'm going to keep this just so like it has... I'm going to have it gyro assisted, but I'm not going to have it like completely reliant on gyros for the steering, because then at least provide some stability. And then also I think having the gyros themselves isn't going to be bad. They're not going to be doing all the work, but they're going to be helping for sure. All right, now at least I can turn in place, which is really, really nice. And then, oh, it just feels, it's way more responsive. All right, instantly better. I do have some stability issues when it comes to turning at speed, but it's actually, it seems pretty fine to be honest. Oh, well that was so weird. It was just like an instant flip. What was that? All right, look at that. We can go on the water. Let's see how stable it is once I start going at speed, and we can figure out where the issues are. Why is that happening? When I turn, it wants to like nose me down a little bit. Oh, we got waves. That's not good. All right, I mean, so far so good. And we go into car mode. There we are. All right, so I'm doing a little bit of thinking because I need there to be designated control times when it comes to especially my plane controls, because right now if I press W to go forward, that's the equivalent of pitch down when I'm in plane mode. And you can see as I go forward, my tail fins pitch down, which will lift up my back end, causing me to lose traction if I'm in car mode. So I don't want that to happen until I'm ready to take off. And the thing is, I want to be able to take off from the ground too, but I'm thinking that hover mode is going to be just not ground mode. In order to take off from the ground, I'll have to first transition into hover mode, and then that condition will allow me to control my ailerons. Because when I'm in hover mode and I want to just do hovering and not flying, I use Q and E for yaw instead of pitch, so that won't actually interfere with me trying to drive forward or anywhere in hover mode. So I think hover mode is going to be compatible with plane mode as far as the control scheme goes. So now I need to add some logic to make these only active if hover mode is active. All right, so this gate right here is going to be essentially plane mode. So this presses number 1, and I'm curious, I don't know if this is gonna work this way, but if this is going, oh man, this is unfortunate, because this is these are opposite, so I can't do the same positive or negative output to these things. And oh no, I can. I just gotta do negative speed on this one. And that way it'll have the opposite effect. Oh, look at that. See, it just swapped. It actually swapped the arrows to show to reflect that. That's cool. All right, so now we've got S and W, and this shall also receive from the 1. So now if I press S and W, you can see nothing happens until I press 1, and then still nothing happens. Oh wait, I never hooked it up. I gotta actually hook it into the things, but I think it's still not gonna work. Okay, no, yeah, it doesn't work even if it's hooked up. So this is gonna be S and W, which will also go out to this. So this has to receive from 2 different logic gates in order to work. So right now S and W is not working. And then when I press number 1, it's still not working. Oh, is this not on toggle? Oh, it's not on toggle. All right, well, maybe the original way that I wanted it to work is going to work. All right, yeah, it does work. It does work the original way that I wanted it to work. So pressing S and W does nothing on the tail fins until I press number 1, and now you can see now they, oh, no, they only work in one direction. Oh no, the negative direction doesn't work because it's receiving a positive output. So I need 1 per direction. Dang. It's not a problem. It's just, it just increases the amount of logic I need for simple things. All right, so basically I just double up this AND gate, and then I make this one do a negative output for W in the positive position instead. And we can just get rid of the negative position on both of these. Now we should have positive and negative. Yep, there we go. I mean, it was simple, but now I just have more things happening, more space. All right, so we've got hover mode and we've got car mode. We're preparing for plane mode. We have our tail set up. Now we need some lift. But we need this lift to not interfere with our driving mode. All of this is like, I haven't even thought about submarine mode or wall climber mode yet. So I'm also gonna add gyros for pitch, but these gyros need to only apply when I am in plane mode. So I'm gonna need another set of 2. It's essentially the same thing, but these are going out to these gyros. So positive needs to go in that direction. So it shouldn't do any. All right, let's go in. Oh wait, that's the opposite. There we go. So now you can see we've got pitch. So now I am going to need roll as well. This is also going to help. This should theoretically, using these gyros should make me space compatible as well, which adds another all-purpose to the all-purpose vehicle. Another purpose to the all-purpose vehicle. All right, there we go. Now we got pitch and roll when I'm in hover/plane mode. So now that should allow me to essentially pitch up and take off, but I do not have the ability to actually soar right now. I don't have any lift, so this is very bad for flying right now. But let's see if I can kind of stabilize onto the water here. There we go. So now, whoops, wrong control. Oh boy, I'm bouncy. But these gyros now do add a little bit of stabilization, or not really necessarily stabilization, but just resistance to destabilization, which I guess is stabilization, isn't it? But I think we have an issue with our center of thrust right now. That's causing me to pitch down naturally on hover mode, but we'll deal with that. What else do we? Oh no, I just realized the spaceship cockpit is not underwater compatible, which doesn't make any sense. Or the space fighter cockpit, which means I have to change to either this or this, which completely ruined the aesthetic of the vehicle. No. All right, let me just confirm, because I'm pretty sure this thing is not, it's not waterproof. All right, here we go. Into the water we go. And yeah, we get kicked out. All right, well, I gotta change my design a lot now, because I gotta delete this, and the only ones that are actually waterproof are the spaceship cockpit and the diving bell. The diving bell is the obvious choice. Spaceship cockpit has like no good attachment points. I guess I gotta make room. I guess this works. All right, at least now we're underwater compatible. Not looking nearly as cool as we were gonna look, but we're getting somewhere. All right, so what do we need? We need for engines still. We need lift, but we also need underwater engines somewhere on this thing. So our center of mass right now is here. Center of thrust is a little bit high. All right, I'm gonna move the steering to back here. That way I can move a little bit further down with our center of thrust right there. Move that over there. Move this down. There we go. Now center of thrust is more in line. All right, somehow in fixing it, I've broken everything that I just did. How did everything just break? I didn't detach anything. My logic is did I delete a logic block somewhere? The NOR gate is gone, I think. All right, hold on. Forces, block inputs. So number 1 goes here. That's an AND logic gate. There was a NOR gate somewhere. I think I accidentally deleted the NOR gate. Oh wait, these gyros just, they got the controls put on them for some reason where they shouldn't. These are not supposed to be A and D. These are supposed to be nothing. All right, there we go. And then I turn it on, and now it works. Okay. I also have good news. I don't flip over like I used to. That must be the gyros being a little bit more resistant to those forces. Technically not a gyro stabilizer. It's just a gyro for turning. All right, so now let's try to find where we're going to put our underwater engines. I don't know how many I'm going to need to have any decent underwater speed and controllability, but how are they going to attach? See, these ones are definitely way more streamlined. Like I can just stick them in here. So let's add these. These are just way more powerful. Maybe that's all I'm going to need right now. All right, so space is going to be for thrust. All right, so let's go into hover mode. All right, so now we're underwater. Are they not on? Oh, they're on S and W by default. So space and control, I think, will work. All right, here we go. So hover mode will also be... Hover mode is just going to be non-land mode, pretty much. All right, so naturally I pitch way down. And that's just because my center of underwater thrust is above my center of mass. But this is feeling not too bad right now. I don't even have any aerodynamic. I haven't done any aerodynamic stuff for this, really. That is to come. But let's, now that we have underwater propellers, I would like to put maybe like one more back here. You know what? I'm gonna do it. That'll lower our center of underwater thrust just a little bit as well. All right. Oh, that actually gives us some extra stuff on as a hovercraft too if it hits the water. All right, but let's dive down. There we go. We got a little bit more speed now. 40 miles per hour. This is feeling okay right now. Oh yeah, look at that. Do I got yaw under? Oh yeah, I got plenty of yaw underwater as well. All right, so far so good. Haven't even thought about wall climber mode yet. We do not have a lot of thrust for plane mode. I'm wondering if I should add some more somewhere. I need wings too. Center mass is right there. So I'm thinking about wall climber mode. I'm kind of thinking with wall climber mode, I might want to use gimbal jets in reverse. So they just apply some downforce. I'm gonna put them on number 2, power -1. That feels like a decent amount of downforce. Let's do a test over here. They are not enough. All right, I could double them up like this. I don't think I have enough torque to drive up a wall is the problem. Oh, no, this doesn't work because these only apply in a vertical axis. So as I go up on a wall, they're not applying downforce into the wall. They're applying downforce to the ground. Forgot about that with the gimbals. Okay, how am I going to do downforce then? Now, the problem is the more stuff I add, the heavier we're going to end up being. Because one thing I was thinking that could look kind of cool too is adding the tail prop on top of each hover pad. And these would be our downforce, but the tail props are 40 kilograms each. And then that would also mean I have to move these somewhere else, which I guess could be like right here. But then where are my wings going to go? All right, so now if those are there, and these, like, they fit perfectly though, don't they? And then this could be wait, was my other vehicle a VTOL as well? I don't think it was a VTOL. I could make it another mode. All right, so these, what are we looking at? It looks like red is up right now. So space control. So space to go up. It's hardly enough. Oh, I'm gonna have to be in plane mode for this. That's right. So now I have a drone mode essentially. That's kind of cool. I don't know if I can add much more to this without being too heavy for drone mode. But then this theoretically should allow me to have a wall climb mode by reversing them. Oh yeah, look at that. I like this a lot. I like it a lot. I really do. That's really cool. So I want hover mode to be a toggle. So I'll just have a logic gate with that button. So this is going to be control because right, it's positive to go down. Left control toggle goes to all of the tail props. So now I just got to hold it. I got to hold spacebar down to go up, which means I can like feather the throttle and stuff, which is nice. And then if I want to go into hover mode, I should just be able to tap control. And they'll just stay on. All right, and then how's actual hover mode looking? Hover mode's looking... Whoa, 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 why am I flying right now? Space to go up. Okay, space to go up actually now overrides my space to go forward for plane mode. So I need there to be a VTOL mode then. So number 1 is hover mode. So then what would be my up? I guess shift. Let's just change it to shift goes up. There we go. So now space goes forward. Shift is for VTOL up. Yeah, this is easy. These are good controls. All right, and then we have underwater. So the only thing we don't have right now is wings for flying. I don't even know if I have enough thrust for flying. Now the problem is everything I have right now is dense. There's no room in here. So like if I add wings, there's gonna be sticking out doing what? But I have to. Now, the thing is these wings are probably also gonna make my life a nightmare for driving. I added some wings. Let's see if they make me feel flyable. I'm too slow. I need more thrust. Think now. Oh, I don't know. I don't know yet. Oh, there's so many things happening. All right, I absolutely hate this aesthetic of just the wings sticking up and then like I press a button to have them come down. It needs to be better than that. And plus, I don't even have enough lift with these right now. So I'm thinking about finding like an actual spot to use some gimbal jets just to add some upwards thrust. So like the only place I can really fit without it being weird is like right here, which is good because that's like pretty close to my center of mass. All right, this does actually make plane mode feel pretty good. Having the gimbal help makes it feel like I have like the right amount of lift, but I just hate the wings right now. So I really, really want to change the wings. So let me see if I can figure out a way to make this not absolutely terrible. All right, I come up with something that I kind of do like better for my wings. So obviously when my wings are out, they're out like this. But this time when the wings are back, now they look like this, which I think definitely looks better. They're just a little close to the ground, which might not be a terrible thing for car mode because I am feeling a little bit like they prevent me from tipping. And they're not interfering that much, so that's good. But then we also have hovercraft mode, and they're probably adding a lot of wind resistance. Submarine mode is probably going to be absolutely terrible now, which it was in the original design too from 6 years ago. That's just because water resistance is, you know, bad. But here, let's go test out how fast can we go right now in submarine mode. All right, we'll dive down. All right, so here's submarine mode. Actually, should I even have... This almost feels better. They're roughly the same speed, but this is just way more stable. And then if we needed to fit through somewhere small, we could do this, but then I kind of drop a little bit. I'm heavy underwater, but this actually gives me some stability and like, I can just drive just much more level underwater like this. And then this also allows me to transition up into the air, or it should. Actually, can it? Oh yeah, no problem. All right, that's looking really good actually. Then we can transition onto hover mode, landing on top of the water like this. We are a little bit bouncy right now. We also do have waves on, which is not ideal, but I feel like we're kind of just easily controllable since we are an underwater vehicle and an air vehicle. Now we can we got to go up there, so let's go ahead and fly. I'm actually feeling pretty good about this right now. All right, and then go into hover mode and car mode. All right, I haven't tested wall climber mode with this current version yet, so I have to press control. Now I've activated those. So now, can I climb the wall? Hey, look at that. This feels like a wall climber to me. I don't have ground clearance, unfortunately. Uh-oh. Oh, bail. Oh, okay. Kind of recovered. You know what? I didn't turn off wall climber mode, so I had downforce when I did that. So I feel like hover mode. Oh boy. Hover mode should turn off wall climber mode automatically, I think. I don't even know, like, I'm confusing myself trying to think of what logic things I would need to interact with to do that. Yeah, I'm so confused just thinking about my logic right now that I just think I just gotta be aware. Just gotta be aware of what's going on. Yeah, if I wanted to spend like many more hours on this, I could dial everything in, but for the sake of time right now, I'm gonna just try to keep... I'm gonna do manual things manual, but I could automate certain things so that I didn't have to like think about multiple functions happening at the same time. Some of these pieces here should help with some of our underwater speeds and aerodynamics. So, like we have a lot of resistance going on with this right now. Let's actually turn it around because our trailing aerodynamics does matter underwater. And actually, for the most part, it's not looking too bad. The one thing I would want to add to this, if I was going to add anything, is more thrust. Which maybe I can do that right here. This middle one doesn't attach, but I could at least have 2 extra. I just want a little bit more speed in plane mode. Question is, does VTOL mode work? In order to, I'm actually going to turn these are number 2, but I have left shift doing that as well. Okay, I want those to activate in VTOL mode, but right now they only activate when I have my wings out. But I want my wings in VTOL mode. Yeah, because right now I'm too heavy for VTOL mode. So I just need another logic gate. So now when this one activates with shift, this is just going to activate these as well. All right, so now when I press shift, Oh yeah. But I have to be in hover mode in order to get my my pitch and roll controls. All right, so that does give me more lift in the front, so I do have to constantly do this a little bit. Unless I lower... never mind. I want to keep all the force in those propellers. I was going to lower the force of the front ones so that I don't tip back as much, but I think it'd be better just for me to manually adjust this, and then I can switch, there we go, into plane mode. I wonder if I can land on a wall. This would be tough because I would need to time it so that when I hit the wall, I turn off hover mode so my wheels touch down. But let's see, what's a good wall to try that on? Probably like over here, probably like right on that flat, or that non-rocky spot over there. All right, a lot needs to happen. A lot needs to happen. All right, control, turn off hover mode. Okay, I can use my thrust to help me. But as you can see, I'm wall climbing. Oh wait, bring these up too. Hold on. Go. Okay. All right, we're good. We can wall climb. This is fine. This is fine. Maybe I should have spiked wheels for this. All right, slow down. All right, facing downwards. I can't use my thrust for assistance, but you can see it still works. All right, and now, if I want to lift off, what's the best way to do this? I feel like just everything at once. I gotta turn off. So for this to happen, I have to turn off downforce. I've got to turn on hover mode so I get my pitch controls, and I've got to turn on my wings for plane mode. So off, go, and there we go. All right, no problem. All right, now let's go down into the water. I think we just keep everything the way we are. I think this is also submarine mode. There we go. Yeah, this isn't too bad. This is not too bad for submarine mode. It's like we're an underwater exploration vehicle. We're not great at any one thing, but we're good enough at most things. All right, let's come in for a landing. Should we switch to VTOL for landing? Oh, actually, it would help if I had my wheels down for a landing, huh? But if I put my wheels down, if I put my wheels down, I do lose control of my pitch and roll. So that would have to be like a last minute thing. So we come in and then wheels. Yeah, that's good enough. How about hover mode by itself? And there we go. Not the biggest hover off the ground. Let me adjust the pads. Let's go and increase distance on those. All right, hover mode. How's this feeling? Not too bad, but the real test of hover mode is hovering over water. Let's see if we can land on the water. And there we are. All right, now we are hovering across the water. That's not too bad. Oh, it's getting worse though. Oh. All right, there's definitely a lot of adverse roll if I try to yaw. I'm actually rolling to the right to counteract it, which is fine. But if I don't do anything, you can see I just dip into the water. I feel like we pretty much got... Oh, that's fine. That's the cool thing about being an all-purpose craft is if you mess up on the surface of the water, you just become a different purpose. I think it's worse at the hovering on water, at least. We're just way too bouncy. We might as well just fly, to be honest. All right, but we got to do the obligatory flying through hoop of fire real quick. You can't build like a plane and, you know, claim it's great at doing anything in particular if you can't drive it through hoop of fire at will. Demonstrate some level of controllability. Yeah, there we go. Turn around. Do a little bit of a loop. You know, I'm going to come in for a VTOL landing this time, so I'll activate my VTOL thrusters, put my wings back, and we're going to land on one of these docks here. This is truly an all-purpose vehicle right here. Put the wheels down, and now we are drivable. And look at that. Stairs? No problem. Gonna go up the stairs like this. And land at the top and put the wheels back down, and now I'm a car again. All right. Can I transition onto something like this? I actually don't know how to do this. But we're gonna need to be in hover mode. We're gonna need to go on to VTOL mode. I don't know what I'm, no, VTOL mode is the opposite of wall climber mode. So this transition here, I think, all right, here we go. Now I do down. No. How am I gonna do this? How am I gonna do this? I don't think I can do this. This is a little bit too complex. Like I said, it's not a great wall climber. It can't really be a great wall climber. I did it. I think I did it. Am I in? Nope. No. There we go. Oh, I've done it. Ah, that was hard. That was complicated. Whoa, that was weird. But I've done it. I totally did it. Wait, why are my... Something's active that shouldn't be active right now, and I don't know why. My gimbal thrusters are active. I don't think they're supposed to be active, though. Oh, there's an issue with the gimbal thrusters. It's fine. I've identified it. I know what's going on. Uh-oh. I went too far. I couldn't recover from that one. I didn't know. Oh, because my wheels were down. See, that's one of the things is like that I could add automation into. I went off of the wall, which I needed to be in car mode to do the wall climber thing. But when I went off of the wall, I wanted to have pitch control, but I can't have pitch control in car mode because I'm protecting against rolling myself on the ground. So things like that could definitely get automated. But all things considered, I feel like this is a much more efficiently built vehicle, and I do feel like it's a little bit better at most of the tasks. Oh, here's one thing I didn't test out. How about 0G? Is this thing also a spacecraft? All right, gravity, 0. Can we function? How about let's turn... I don't know. Wait, why am I going up, though? I shouldn't be going up. Are those on? All right, there we go. I turned off the gimbal jets. I think the gimbal jets may have been on. But we should just be able to drive now. Like, fly through the air as if it was space. Yeah, this feels like no problem. The only thing is I don't have any, like, braking. I don't have any, like, reverse thrust, so I'll just have to, like, turn... Technically, we have an atmosphere now. This isn't, like, true space, but my main concern is just, controllability in 0G. And it seems like I am fine here. So yeah, I think this is even more all-purpose than I built 6 years ago. We are space compatible as well. So what is your favorite mode? How many modes do we even have? I gotta count them right now. We've got car, we've got hover, we've got sub, we've got wall climber, we've got VTOL, we've got plane, and we've got spaceship. I think that's 7, which is 2 extra ones from the one in 6 years ago, which was only 5 in 1. And I think the 2 extra ones are the space and the VTOL that we didn't have before. So yeah, which one of those modes do you think is your favorites? I kind of feel like for me, I don't know. I think I like hover mode the best. I think that's the coolest looking. What am I doing right now? I'm not flying. That's what I'm definitely not flying. Something's off. It's I have an issue with my gimbal thrusters that I need to logic out at some point. But yeah, my gimbal thrusters, sometimes they get mismatched with when they should be on and should be off because of multiple functions going into them. But I think hovercraft mode is my favorite because the wheels are cambered up and the wings are cambered back, and I think that both of those gives it the best aesthetic. It's not like the best functionally, but it's definitely good enough. There we go, I recovered that time. But here it is. So if you guys enjoyed this video, you'll probably enjoy some more you can find right here on the end screen. Maybe check out the old one if you've never actually seen it before so you can compare how this vehicle compared to that vehicle. And I hope this video has earned your subscription. Anyway, this has been ScrapMan, and I'll see you next time. Bye.